my angels. Happy weekend. Thank you for joining me. This is your general weekend love reading. As with all readings, the cards are blessed, prayed, and shuffled to save some time. This is your general love reading for Sagittarius. As with general readings, take what applies and leave the rest for the rest of the community. I truly believe what is to be shown will be known, and what is not to be shown will not be seen at this time. Well, as soon as I wanted to say, what is the general message for love for Sagittarius? The Two of Swords wanted to come out. So some of you might have this energy this weekend where you don't want to deal with something. There's something that you need to cut out of your life romantically or socially regarding a love relationship or partnership, but you don't want to see the situation or admit to yourself the feelings or lack of feelings thereof, either between you or your person. And also with the King of Wands energy, some of you have to make decisions, could be in this particular situation with a relationship where, again, you know you need to take action, whether it's to walk towards someone or walk away from someone, start something new or end a relationship, but you just don't want to come to terms with it. You know you have the capabilities to make the decision, but for some reason, emotionally, you can't put it in your head to do it at this time. Mentally, you haven't really put everything together the way how you would like to deal with the situation. So there could be a little bit of hurt or disappointment. It could be a situation where you're ending one relationship and you really don't know how to go about it to let someone down gently, or you're kind of saying no to someone who wants to come into your life and going to someone else. So again, especially if you have choices when it comes to love, letting one person down gently or saying no to one person and saying yes to another. We live in very small circles when it comes to life. The world is a big place, but it's much smaller, especially when you deal with social media. So you could end up having someone that's jealous, or someone's a little, belligerent of the fact that you didn't take them up on a romantic journey or partnership, but you went with someone else. And sometimes it could be such a small circle that both people know each other. So it makes it kind of cumbersome when you have to be in a group of people where two people liked you and you chose one over the other. With the energy of the Page of Wands, definitely there's some good news coming in, and probably some encouragement for those of you who need to make a decision when it comes to a love relationship this weekend. With the underlying message, fulfillment, you're going to make the choice of whichever partner you feel gives you love, loves you unconditionally as you love them, someone who is optimistic, gives you that satisfaction, and you feel joy, you feel happiness with this person. In the middle of the deck, yep, here we go. Right in the middle of the deck, we get the Lovers. So this is definitely talking about love and partnership, compatibility. This person and you feel like you're equals. There's definitely attraction there. You could even have spoken about engagement or are getting engaged, talking about marriage. You have a deep mutual respect for each other, and there's just that unity there and that glow. For many of you, this is a partnership that either you've been after or you've been working on for some time. And with the yes energy, maybe you've had this person waiting on the fence. You had to maybe end one relationship or, complete a divorce before you can commit to this person. But now you can move ahead. Moving ahead might incur with some travel. We do see you thinking about your next plan and how to move forward with this person. So this could be a relationship where you haven't really fully connected to this person, especially if you're leaving one relationship to get with this new person. So you're just kind of crossing all your T's and dotting your I's and making future planning of what this relationship is going to look like as you begin. Maybe you've talked about moving out of the country or moving to a different area, but you really feel the time and patience and everything that you've put into waiting for this particular someone is finally going to pay off for you. We also get the message of going within. For some of you, you're going to be withdrawn from the world and you need time for yourself. Some of you, if you've gone through a difficult, challenging breakup, or even if it's not a breakup, maybe you had the options of more than one partner to really settle down with. The disappointment feeling of you having to tell one person no and another person yes could put a lot, on your spirit, especially, like I said, if it's a small circle of friends or everyone seems to know each other. The uncomfortableness that you're thinking about how it's going to look in the future when you are all together in the same space. So for many of you, even though it's a joyous time that you've made a decision and you're looking towards a new partnership, there's also, the melancholy feeling and the regret that you had to tell someone else no, or that you had to walk away from another relationship to make this relationship possible. With unrequited love, not the same spark, lost the spark. For some of you, the love could have ended in your past relationship, the one that you're leaving. Maybe you were crazy in love with this person and vice versa, but either one or both of you grew apart. And that is a natural thing that does happen in relationships. So you could have found yourself in a relationship where one of you was giving your all and the other person wasn't. Unraveling truths exposed, falling apart. In most cases where love is unrequited, where one person feels slighted, there usually are dark secrets, there's usually infidelity involved, and all that nasty stuff, and the breakdown of the relationship is really going to show itself towards the end. With the rainbow, bad vibes clearing up, but as you move forward and you really do put this relationship in the past where it belongs, it does clear up the negative vibes and gives you that beautiful bright energy and the time to commit to the new relationship, or to at least make the positive selection for who you want in your life. We get the card of battle, different pages, not seeing things eye to eye. Like I said, for some of you, parting or splitting ways or separating from someone that was your partner for some time. You just grew apart. You no longer had the same interests. There could have been financial and social issues, or just personal matters that, sometimes when we're dating, it's one thing, but then when we marry or we live together, it's something else. So that could be the contributing factor to why many of you are separating or walking away from a relationship that you really thought was going to hold you down for a while. We also get the message of follow your bliss. For many of you, that's exactly what you're doing when you made the choice that you made, either to stay with someone or to move on to someone new, or if you had options, why you chose the particular partner that you chose. Because ultimately, it's your happiness that matters to you, and you want to feel good, and you want others to bring joy into your life as you bring onto them. You want to be on the even spiel with your person. You both want to be going in the same direction. And when you're with someone where either or both of you are no longer into each other, or the love is lopsided and the energy just isn't there, you want someone that's going to bring that happiness that you once had, and someone who's going to be committed to keeping that happiness along in the relationship. You're feeling really blessed that you're able to finally come to this fork in the road to make the decision to either make a choice on who you want to be with, or know who you don't want to be with, and where your happiness lies. The final card of inspiration. Many of you, you're inspired to be with this new person that you want to be with, or at least go in the direction of someone new, because this person inspires you. Again, you and this person have a vibe. They're kind of like who you are right now. Like the person you're leaving, or the person that you had in the past, they were what you were then. They matched your energy and who you were then. But now you're evolving, you're growing, and this person is growing and seeing and wanting the same things in life that you want now. The bottom of the deck of communication. Communication played a key part in the breakdown of your last relationship as you grew apart, and communication plays a great part in the new relationship because there is great communication, and you both kind of sat down and agreed that communication is something that you will always strive to keep in a relationship, not to hide any secrets, to really speak to each other when you're feeling low, or when you have questions. Don't let things fester up inside. You both kind of learn, I get this feeling like you both are coming from the same type of energy from your past partner. So you know that holding things in, or dealing with people who hold things in, really can hurt the relationship. In the middle of the deck with silence, what did I say? Silence can kill a lot of relationships. And your person might be saying to you down the road, maybe not right now, that they realize that by them not speaking up to you or telling you what was bothering them, or having that open, honest communication with you, really made the relationship fizzle out. So, sometimes people remain silent and ghost you because they want to break, but wouldn't it be just easier if they just said it, right? So this person, your person to that's going to be your soon-to-be ex, if they're not your ex already, they were afraid to ask for a break. Some of them just wanted a break. They could have been going through something and they just wanted a break. Maybe they were seeing someone else, but maybe they didn't want to fully commit to that person and leave you. They kind of wanted to have their cake and eat it too, and they just didn't know how to express that to you. So they just ghosted you or acted differently, not knowing that that would cause the relationship to fizzle out. They know it's a long time since they really sat down with you and been connected to you in that spiritual plane and romantic type of way that they used to be. And all of that now they know it's a little bit too late to talk about, but they might find the time in the near future to mention it to you. They do miss you because some of you've already been separated. The final break is just coming now. So they will convey to you as you say your final goodbyes how much they missed you, and that they know this is a challenging time, but they hope and they still have this illusion or fantasy that somehow in the future you can and will find your way back together. And I mean, anything is possible, so you can't say that that won't necessarily happen. Let's get a card from this deck. I don't deserve you at all. This person, part of their silence, part of them may be cheating, or part of them kind of ghosting you is because, again, they could have been going through their own emotional baggage. They could be going through things that they couldn't convey to you, or they couldn't even understand themselves. And if they were going through a down cycle, like they suffered loss of job, or they were going through a health crisis or an identity crisis, all these things that pulled on their energy, they didn't know how to express this to you. And they know that as they were going on this downward slide, they really didn't deserve the type of person that you were to them, that you deserved better. But they didn't want to let you go. That selfishness in them that loved you and was hoping that they could get their act together in time didn't want to let you go. So they definitely are conveying to you in this message that they know you didn't deserve that version of them that they gave you towards the end of the relationship, but they were going through something, and they know the silence and not communicating what was wrong with them and what they were going through didn't help. In the middle of the deck, we get this is so hard for me, I'm struggling. Yeah, they were going through something. And sometimes when partners back away from you, they get distant, they get silenced. It doesn't always have to mean that they are cheating or dating someone. Yes, it could be, but it could also be that they're under financial stress. They're under stress with their careers, the demands of their careers, especially if they're a new parent. A lot of people can't adjust or adapt sometimes to fatherhood, right? Or motherhood right away. And the responsibilities that come with that in conjunction to everything else in their life. And how the addition of, a new member to the family can affect your romantic relationship if you both don't stay on top of it and recognize that you also have to set boundaries, that you have time for the two of you to keep your love alive. So they could be struggling through so many things, mental, breakdown, challenges, just dealing with, life on a whole. So many things that they could be going through. Maybe they have elder parents that they were worried about, siblings, their own health. So it's not always that someone ghosts you or the relationship fizzles out due to lack of communication because they are cheating. There could be many, many other factors, but they definitely struggled, but they just didn't communicate and bring you into that struggle. Because sometimes a lot of our partners feel when they're going through something, they want to shield us from what they're going through. They don't want to bring us, down. And especially as energetic and loving as we are, they know we care, but some people, especially men, they want, they are supposed to be, the masculine, right? The divine masculine. So they want to show their strength. They don't want to give a sign of weakness. And for some men and for some males, it could be a sign of weakness they feel if they're crying on their partner's lap saying, woe is me and I can't handle this, because they want to look like the tough guy, right? Because they're supposed to be the guy that can take not only care of themselves, but care of you and care of the family as well. Let's go to my two last oracle decks as we close out. There's still a sour taste between the two of you. As this relationship ends, there will be some sour notes between the two of you, and it will work its way out in time as space goes on and you both go on to different partners or different situations. When we pray for others, we pray for ourselves. this person, you still have a care for them in your heart. You will pray for them, especially as they lit a little bit out more and more in the far future what they were going through. You're definitely going to keep them in your hearts and prayers because you cared for them and you loved this person. With the card of always and forever, like I said, this is someone, even though you're going to drift apart, you're always going to have some type of fond memories and love for them. Let's stay in love. That's the overall feeling of this, that sometimes, even though when you make the difficult choices to pick one person over another or one option over another, or when you have to walk away from someone who you thought was going to be your forever love or your childhood crush, it's that feeling that you want to stay in love because that's the only love you've known and it's comfortable, but you have to do what gives you bliss, right? Like we saw earlier, to follow your bliss. And if following your bliss at this moment means you've grown out side of this relationship, you require more, this relationship no longer sustains you or gives you the bliss that you need, yes, you can still have love in your heart for that person, but staying in love with that person is going to be really difficult to do. So follow your bliss, make the right decision and choices in your life, and may you have a blessed weekend.